Hi, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank Professor Tonkin for inviting Career Services and Alumni Relations into your classroom today. We really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you and let you know about all the services that we have available to you as a student here at St. Francis. And also, after you graduate, these services are available as well. I do have a flyer I would just like to share with you all, and I'll just pass it around. Just take one. It's got our staff, our staff listed, the services I'm going to tell you about, and on the back there's some of the online services, and actually we even have more than what's on the back. One of them I didn't get on there, so but I'm going to go over all of those for you so you know what's here at St. Francis. Okay. If anybody does have any questions, so please feel free to ask, as Professor Tompkins said. And both Eric and Ken, if there's anything you want to intersperse as I'm talking, please feel free, okay? I might forget something, so, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. All right, so this lists our staff and our services, and I'm going to tell you about these services in a little more detail. But our staff is listed there, myself, and then Lauren Watson's our assistant director. She started with us just earlier this year, as a matter of fact, in January, right before COVID hit, and she came to us from Penn State, Smeal College of Business. Becky Cashotti's our coordinator. So if you stop in our office or call or probably email Career Services, Becky's our point person. You'll probably touch base with her first. And then Renee Werfel, some of you may know, she's a graduate student here at St. Francis. She got her bachelor's degree here in biology, and now she's in the MED program, and she helped us with resume reviews and mock interviews and all that kind of thing. So, so anyhow, that's our staff. And then our services are listed there. Touch base on those. We provide a lot of one-on-one career coaching, career counseling, and that would be on pretty much anything that has to do with your career. You know, if you're not sure if you are in the right major, or you're just thinking, I don't know what I want to do with my major, or if you're exploratory and you need to really, figure out what's the best fit for me, we can help you with that. We've got a lot of good tools to get you started. Some of them are online, and we'd like to meet with you too and talk about what your next steps are. We help with resumes, cover letters. Of course, you know those are important. Some of you might have a resume. Maybe you had one in high school. Maybe you've updated it recently. Maybe you haven't. We really think it's important for freshmen to go ahead and get a resume together. Then you have it, and every semester you can build on it. Add things that you're doing, add clubs that you got involved in, or internships or part-time jobs you have. So then when it comes time to look for that internship, which will be soon, you'll at least have a good basic resume together, and you just need to tweak it a bit.
Beth, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I know that we always put a very hard press on internships. Why are they so important right now?
They are really important because employers want to hire people that have some hands-on experience in your field. So no matter what field you're in, it's important to get an internship. And internships come in different shapes and sizes too. They can be for a summer, they can be during a semester, they can be part-time, they can be full-time in the summer, they can be for credit, not for credit, they can be paid, unpaid. There's all kinds of ways to do it. But yeah, it's really because employers want to see, and we know that because employers tell us that they're looking for some hands-on experience. Yes?
With COVID, has the internships, has that affected them?
Well, that's a really good question. It has affected them somewhat, although a lot of internships that our students had planned to do this summer were made online, were remote. A lot of employers did change them to remote, but there were some that didn't. And that affected students. So, they maybe need to find something else for the fall or the spring. Yeah, good question. Okay. We do practice interviews, teach interviewing skills. You might not need that right now, but if you start looking for an internship, and then definitely when it's time for a job, you'll need to know how to interview, know the different techniques and strategies. So we can help you with that. We do lots of coaching on interviews, and we do the practice interviews where we actually pretend like we're an employer, and we have you come in, dress professionally. We videotape it, watch it with you afterwards, let you know what you did well, what you could improve on. And we have a lot of students who are like, oh, I don't want to have myself videotaped, I don't want to do that. But once they do it, they're so appreciative because they can actually see, hey, I sounded pretty good in that, or oh, I said too many times, or I touched my hair too often, or whatever. So it's a really good exercise. Besides that, we have some online tools for learning interviewing skills too, and I'll go over those. And then we help with job and internship strategies, search strategies. So if you're looking for an internship, which many of you will be soon, check with us. We can help you. We've got lots of different strategies, lots of online strategies, which I'm going to go over. We've got lots of connections. Of course, alumni are always good connections. We go to lots of job and internship fairs, and we encourage you to do that. Okay, and then what's listed next? Career fairs. We do have a lot of career fairs we're involved in. Of course, they're remote right now, where they're virtual. Quite a few in the fall. There's more in the spring, and we even have a fair on campus too in the spring. So kind of look out for those. Those are good to go to, even if you're a freshman. Just go and see what they're like, or just participate in the virtual one just to get some information. Okay, and networking. Networking is really big, and Professor Tonkin mentioned that a bit ago in the beginning of the presentation. So we're going to be focusing on that too, especially when we talk about alumni fire. Lots of career resources. I'll go over those. We do graduate school advising too, just to keep that in mind for the future. And then, as I mentioned a bit ago, our services are available to you after you graduate too. So just keep that in mind in the next few years, and then even 10 years after you graduate, you can still contact us. We'll still help you with your resume or a new job search or whatever the case may be. Okay, and just some ways to reach us, just so you know. You can email us, okay? If you have some questions, quick question or something like that, or you just want to, send your resume in for a review, just feel free to email us. But you can also schedule an appointment with us. We'll be glad to do a virtual appointment or an in-person, whatever you would prefer. And you can schedule appointments on Handshake, and I'm going to go over Handshake in just a little bit. You can stop by our office. We're located in SCOTUS 323. So just stop by if you have a quick question or you just want to, meet us or set up an appointment. We're also on Cranium Cafe. You can do a live chat on there with us. And then we have lots of resources on our website, francis.edu/career, and I will show you those. And then we also have a lot of career workshops that we offer. Usually they're on Thursdays, like at 12:20, the period of time where you don't have a class. Right now, we're delivering them all virtually. So we've had a lot of freshmen participate, as a matter of fact, because you do get CES credit for those. And then, once things calm down, we'll probably do them in person, or we might do virtual and in person. And then, of course, the career fairs I mentioned. Okay, so I'd like you to invite you, please follow us on social media. We use Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn a lot, okay? And I know that you're on LinkedIn already. I know you're working on your profiles, getting those all set up, so that's great. I would like to invite you, please connect with us. Invite me to connect with you. Just type in Beth McGregor and then invite me to connect with you, because we like to be connected with students, because then that helps you get connected to more people. It helps you grow that professional network, which is so important.
If any of you guys have your laptops or smartphones, feel free to do that while we're talking here too. Don't forget to do that. Beth is one of the most connected people at St. Francis University in terms of knowing people out in our greater community. She's a fantastic. If I got fired tomorrow and we're looking for a job, I'd be talking to Beth about who I might be able to get a job. Yes. I hope I don't get fired and to get out.
But yes, because we do connect with lots of alumni. And also, all those fairs that we go to, you should connect with those recruiters. So that's a whole lot of people out in the working world in a variety of different fields. Okay, and then, I urge you, follow us on Instagram. Maybe some of you already are, or maybe you saw we had a contest past 2 weeks, where if you just follow us on Instagram, it's at SFU Careers. Then maybe you saw on Friday, we posted the 3 winners of our $25 Amazon gift cards. We just picked them randomly from the people that signed up during that 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for those. We're going to probably do some more of those over the next, maybe later in the fall and then in the spring too. Okay. Also, besides inviting me to connect on LinkedIn, you can also invite St. Francis or SFU Career Services, because we're connected through our office as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go over these key resources that we have. And these are all state-of-the-art platforms that you can use. They're at your fingertips. Handshake, I'm going to go over that one. That's a really big one. I'm going to do that one last because I want to show you the site and everything, kind of go through it with you a bit. Candid Career, Career Shift, Big Interview, Focus 2, and of course Alumni Fire. So we're going to review all of those just so you're aware of where they are and what you can do with them.
Just so you guys know, when we get the Handshake, you are going to get 10 points just for creating a Handshake account in this class. So I'm going to give you 10 points toward your final grade in terms of your assignments, just for building your own personal network here.
great to hear. 10 points is a lot. So,
Free assignment.
yeah, and handshakes where you want to be, too, to get started with your career. So I'll go over that in just a minute. But Candid Career, all these resources are on our website. Easy to get to them that way, francis.edu/career. You can click on there's a widget, shows that, you can see a little widget on our website. I can pull up our website in just a minute here. But anyhow, Candid Career has real quick, truly, they're only like 1 to 2 minute interviews of different professionals talking about their roles. Every field you can think of. They're really good. I mean, especially if you're kind of exploring, what do I want to do once I graduate? And you can start thinking about that now and start exploring. All different fields. If you're in the school business, there's just like tons of really interesting jobs that you probably never even thought of that people are doing. So watch those, just to do some exploration. And then there's also Get Hired career tips, career video tips on there as well that might be important for once you are looking for an internship or a job. So it's got a lot of facets, but the big thing is those different interviews of professionals. Okay, also on our website is what can I do with this major? Okay, all you do is go to francis.edu/careers. You just view all majors or click on the what can I do with this major. And then they're just documents, but they're really good because they list, okay, say you're thinking, well, I'm thinking I'm in the school business, I think I want management, not sure what I want to do with it. These lists, like, what can I do with the career management? All the different areas and industries that you can possibly go into, types of employers, descriptions of the field of work, and then even strategies you can do while you're a student to make yourself more marketable for when it comes time to look for that internship or job. So they're really valuable. So keep those in mind. Feel free to browse anytime you want. And then Focus 2 Career is brand new here at St. Francis. This is really helpful for the same kind of thing. Okay, what do I want to do with my career? Okay, first thing you want to do when you're deciding what you want to major in, what you want to do with your life, is kind of look at yourself, do an assessment, a career assessment. Who am I? What do I like? What am I good at? And you can do that on Focus 2. And even if you're like, hey, I know I want to be in, finance or whatever field it is, I'd still get on here and kind of look and see. It can really confirm what you already know. It can give you some other ideas of maybe another direction you want to take or just a different focus you want. But it's just like it says, a self-paced online career assessment planning tool. Okay, and there's the 5 assessments are work interests, personality, values, skills, and then leisure time interests. Those are the 5 things you need to look at when you're thinking, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Okay, so you can get on there anytime you want. Focus 2 is on our website. Just click on it. Or you can also go to francis.edu/focus-2. Go ahead and take it. And then what we like to do is, you can take a look at the results and everything, because the other thing you can do on Focus 2, besides just kind of learning about yourself, you can explore majors, St. Francis majors on there. It'll link right to them. You can also explore different occupations. You can also explore different fields. I mean, it's a whole very well-rounded career assessment tool. But besides that, if you look on there and think, well, I still feel like I want to talk to somebody, you can set up an appointment with us. We really like when someone uses Focus 2, we like students to meet with us too, because then we can kind of go over all of that, answer any of your questions, just help you see what's right for you. We also have some other online tools too that we can use. We have a strong interest inventory, so there's lots of different ways to kind of learn more about yourself and what's right. Okay, here's another tool that we have, also accessible on our website, or you can just go to francis.biginterview.com. All of these you want to create an account with your St. Francis email address. That identifies you as a St. Francis student. But Big Interview is really nice for when it is time for you to start interviewing for an internship. Like I said earlier, you can do a practice interview with us, but you can also get on Big Interview and practice yourself, and also see that there are different videos, people just about every industry you can think of that give you tips. There's recorded interview questions. You can get on there, you can record yourself, you can watch it afterwards, see how you did. You can share it with one of us and we can look at it and give you some feedback.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When you have people who are coming in for the first mock interviews, What are some of the common mistakes that students make in terms of the preparation or how they conduct themselves?
Okay. Well, sometimes maybe it's just like not being prepared. But for a mock interview, we don't necessarily require you to come in prepared. Now, you will want to prepare and research the employer you're interviewing with when you do a real interview. But usually it's like they haven't stopped and thought about what have I done? And, maybe it was in a part-time job or through my athletic experience or, a club that I'm involved in or some leadership activity I'm involved in. What have I done and how does that apply to what this employer is looking for? How have I developed some of the skills they're looking for, which I know you have. You develop all kinds of great skills employers are looking for in class, in activities, through work and through internships. But I think that's one of the things. So just don't stop and really think, okay, yeah, I have a lot of great customer service experience because I worked at Dairy Queen all summer and I had to deal with customers all day long and that kind of thing. So I think that's one thing. A few other things would be like maybe body language, maybe saying, touching your hair a lot or not looking at the interviewer, looking away. Those things that are really important. The body language is so important in an interview situation. You probably know that. Okay, thanks for that good question. Okay. All right, now, we also have some internship and job searching tools for you online. And you may not be looking yet, but I want you to know about these so when the time comes, you'll know, hey, there's some great places I can look. I don't have to just go on Indeed and look, which Indeed's another good site. We have some tools just for you as a St. Francis student. Francis.careershift.com. You would make an account with your St. Francis email address, okay? You can search for jobs, internships, companies, contact information is listed for companies. You don't find that on any other, on Indeed.com or something like that. CareerShift claims that if there's an internship or job anywhere on the web, it's going to show up in CareerShift. So it's an awesome tool. And it was actually created by a St. Francis alum. I mean, this is an international site. This is big. This isn't just some little regional local site. It is a big site. So Valmatic created it, and it's free to you. Now, make sure you use your Francis email address because, again, that identifies you as a St. Francis student, and then you won't be charged. Okay? All right, and now we come to Handshake, which is our fairly new. We've only had Handshake about a year. Handshake is a modern, state-of-the-art recruiting platform for college students and employers. Okay, there are over 6 million college students that use Handshake. There's over 1,000 universities that use Handshake. Probably most companies you can think of use Handshake. It's the #1 way college students find jobs because it's employers know this is where students are, so they use that primarily. Now that doesn't mean you don't use CareerShift, don't use the other things too, but it's a great tool for you. But yeah, it's internships, it's full-time, part-time jobs all over the country, and some international as well. But it's also, besides being just a job posting site, it's where you really can handle most of your career activities while you're in college. You can connect with peers on there. You can connect with students that did an internship, that go to Cal Berkeley and did an internship with Amazon. Maybe if you're really thinking, I really want to see what that would be like, you can connect with them on there. You can connect with alumni, you can connect with professionals, connect with employers, and employers can also find you on there too. When you log in and create a profile, which we're going to go over, then employers can search you. We've had a number of, particularly business students, that were contacted this past year by different companies saying, we'd like to set up a phone interview with you, or virtual interview. So, they reached out to those students because they were impressed with some of the things they saw that they had done on Handshake. Also, okay, besides the searching for internships and jobs, you can also, first of all, connect with career services on there. We have, and I'm going to go through these points online so you can actually see them, but I just want to mention them ahead of time. You can connect with us. You can apply for on-campus jobs, okay, on-campus student employment jobs. So if you're thinking, hey, I'd really like to get a work-study job on campus, you go to Handshake. You probably got some emails from us about that, and I'll show you where that is located. And also you can schedule appointments with career services on there too. And we have lots of resources on there. We put a lot of our different documents, our resume booklets, and those kinds of things on Handshake. So what you want to do is, and we're going to go to the site, but if you would, whenever you're setting up your login, like logging in for the first time to Handshake, and some of you may have already be logged in, but for the first time, it's best to use your laptop. It's just easier. But once you do that and you get your profile set up, you can use the app. So it's so much easier. But just for setting up, logging in and setting up the profile, it just is a little simpler on the laptop. So, okay, let me just go.
Anybody here already have a Handshake?
Yes, and that's a good question. Okay.
We're all in this together.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is our website. So you can go to Handshake right from here, but I'm just going to go straight to the site. There's all those different resources on our website. It's a quick link. There's all the different things that I just talked about. You can easily go to those from there. Okay, so you type in francis.joinhandshake.com. You'll go to a site that looks like this. Now, I'm going to sign up and show you what it looks like from my account as a student, because I have like a career account and a student account. But this is where you would go ahead and sign on. Now, I'm going to just pop right back to the presentation just for a second. Yeah, okay. Actually, when you go to it, you're going to see this. You can sign on. You can sign on from St. Francis. It'll take you right to the the My Francis site, and you can do a single sign-on, just like you can with some of the other applications here at St. Francis. So if you just go ahead and do that, you can do it now or you can do it later, but definitely do it so you can get those 10 points and you can be connected with us and use all these great resources on Handshake. And then what you'll want to do too is, once you get to the profile page, and I actually can't look at it from my page because I've already got mine all set up, but you'll want to put a picture, just like on LinkedIn, okay? And then your contact information, your name, and different ways to contact you. Your education, you can put your work and volunteer experience if you have any of that. You can put any organizations or extracurriculars you're involved in. And you can put high school stuff on. If you're a freshman, sophomore, that's still okay to do that. But once you're starting to get more involved at St. Francis, definitely add all of that to Handshake. And then eventually, just like in a resume, you can take your high school stuff off. We recommend like maybe after sophomore year, unless there's some really strategic things you want to keep on. But you can put your interests, you can put skills. It's very much like setting up a LinkedIn profile.
Is it okay for them just to copy and paste from their LinkedIn?
Yes, you can do that. Yeah, that would be fine. You can also upload a resume to it if you already have one, and it'll pre-populate all the different sections. But yes, either way. And then you can still go in there and edit anything. And yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. All right, so those are the steps that you'll want to take. Now, let me go back. All right, I'm just going to sign in. Oops, make sure I do this. I want to show you what it's going to look like once you do have your profile set up. For those of you that are on the page, are you signing up? Or are you getting in or logging in? Okay, good. Now, what we're asking for the assignment, or to get the 10 points, is, of course, log in, and then to fill out your profile. We're asking for at least 3 of the sections to be filled out. So that would be like your contact information and your picture together. And then maybe definitely education, and then whatever other appropriate ones you want to fill out for your third one, whether it is the work experience, or maybe it's more the activities and extracurriculars, or actually, fill out more than that. If you have more stuff, put it in. Go ahead and put it in. But we'll be looking for at least 3 sections filled out so we can let Professor Tonkin know and get your 10 points then too. Plus, you'll be on your way to being able to fully use Handshake.
Most of you guys who have completed your LinkedIn pages can get all that information right off of there, so that should be pretty
Yeah, that'll
pretty
make it
easy.
a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions now that you're in?
Guys, did everybody create an account? All right.
Okay.
I'm having trouble getting to it.
Oh, okay. Where did you go from? My Francis?
Yeah, I'm still.
Oh, good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're not finding it, you can go to My Francis and then click on Current Students. There's different ways to get into it. But... Oh, it's francis.edu/career.
Guys, are you able to find it okay? You able to find it right?
Yeah, so I'm still
I think what you did update the profile. I think you can change that. Yeah, I know. See, it's like everybody's like in the handshake system just because you're a student here, but it's like you have to like activate everything. So yeah, if it doesn't show the right major, it's probably just because when it was uploaded. Yeah. Did you recently change that?
Yeah, I changed it at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll check on it. We'll probably need to do a new upload. Yeah. You did too. Okay.
So guys, take a minute, make sure you have that set up. Just in the interest of time, we're gonna keep moving, but continue to set that up while we're going. And what I'll be doing, guys, I'll send out a reminder for you to complete your profiles, because in probably a week or so I'll be sending the list to Beth. She's going to verify that everybody's set up for handshake. Yes, sir.
Okay, so while you're still working on that, I just want to kind of show you. So I already have mine set up, and this is like as a student. And I want you to know that depending on the different things you pick once you do your profile, like it'll ask you what kind of area you're interested in, geographic area, what kind of jobs, that kind of stuff. There's an intuitive search functionality to Handshake. So it's going to target things to you each time you get on. So the more you look at different kinds of internships or jobs, or the more you just get in there and use it, it's going to target it to you. So it works like Netflix does, okay? You know, like the more certain kind of shows you watch, that's the shows that recommend. So anyhow, what it'll take you to is where can we help? What can we help you find today is what it asks you. So if you're like, okay, I want to look for an internship, of course you'd use this section, internships. And I do want to just show you what it does. So based on what I put in there, okay, which I put in HR and a couple other areas I was interested in, it's telling me about some different positions in HR that are available in Handshake and where they are. So there's one in Pittsburgh, and then they're all listed on the side here too. So like I said, it really targets it to what you are looking for. You can also search by company and everything. If you're like, no, I want to just really see what does Fisher Investments have available. Yeah, you can do it that way too. Okay, and then also, so you can do it by employers, discover the right company for you. This is community. This is where you can connect with alumni or other students from other schools and maybe ask them about different opportunities or things they've done. You can explore career paths, like different roles and average salaries. And then I do want to show you, you can register for events, okay? We put all the events we know about on Handshake. And then there's also events that Handshake adds to your profile. So, see, there's different ones like Bank of America. They're having a Campus Connect webcast series. Anybody, you can watch that if you're interested. It's virtual. And then we put even, I don't know if some of you might have seen, Carney and Company is interviewing not on campus, but they're interviewing virtually today accounting students for internships and jobs. Usually they come on campus, but today they're all virtual interviews. That's today. That's listed there. So if you're interested in that, like a couple weeks ago, you can connect with us and get an interview with them. So anyhow, it's not just our stuff. It's also the P&G has a leadership speaker series. I mean, there's a lot of really interesting things. Okay, so that's in there. And then also, let's see, I want to show you.
Guys, I want to point out, too, the internships and the career fairs Beth's talking about. I have a student who was a former advisee of mine. He did several internships through connections that Beth had, led her to Bank of America. She just finished administering CARES Act money to businesses that were trying to get bailed out during the most recent, during the pandemic. To be very direct, she's probably making more money a year right now than all three of us combined in terms of where she's at because of the job she got, because of the internships that Beth helped her find. Her name's Hannah Rutherford. If you have a chance to meet her, she's going to be part of our virtual mentorship day that you're going to be hearing about very shortly as well. And it's because of the kind of things that Beth is setting up.
It's great. Thank you for
I
mentioning
already
that.
asked her if when I retire, if I can work for her. She said I have a job. So,
Good.
Yeah.
That's great. Great example. There are so many, and Eric can attest this, so many alums and so many really neat positions and fields that you probably would be surprised at. I mean, it's just St. Francis students or alums are all over the place doing all kinds of very exciting jobs. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you about is Career Center. See, that's one of your options, or you can get it up here. Okay, this is where you can sign up for an appointment with us. And I don't have any, but so you can just schedule a new appointment. It'll show you our different calendars for myself, for Lauren, for Renee, and you can go ahead and just sign up on there. Also, the other thing you can do, we've got lots of resources. I mean, yeah, we have all those online resources on our website, but we also have other resources. It's a grad school guide. We've got a resume cover letter, samples, and some different videos that you might want to look at. And let's see what else here. Also, if you do have an appointment with us, there's surveys that you can answer afterwards. We'll make sure you get those. So anyhow, there's just a lot of really great resources on Handshake. So I'm really excited that you're going to be on there. You're going to get your profile set up. Make sure, just like your resume and LinkedIn, every semester we recommend you updating, putting those new activities or jobs that you have in those different accounts. Do the same with Handshake too, so it stays updated. Okay. So, all right. As Professor Tompkins said, so much of what you'll do or doing and will continue to do in college, what you'll do in your career, and truly what you're going to be doing in your entire life is making connections, networking, and building relationships. I mean, that really is what everything is all about. So, thanks to the Alumni Relations Office, got another new tool for you, and this is brand new. But boy, has it grown pretty quickly in the amount of time that the Alumni Relations Office has had it, which has really only been since the beginning of this semester. Alumni Fire. It is going to be a great tool. It is a great tool for you to connect with St. Francis alums. Yes, you can connect with St. Francis alums on LinkedIn and some other places too, and on Handshake, but Alumni Fire is just the St. Francis community. So I think that's what makes it so exciting. And my experience, and I'm sure Eric can probably even talk about some more, my experience with students, when they connect with alumni are so willing to help, however they can. Maybe they're just going to give you some advice about living in a certain city, or maybe they can suggest some places you could be looking for an internship. Or maybe, you just want to talk about the career field that they're in. They're usually very willing to help. So that's why I'm so excited that, Eric, that we have Alumni Fire for your use and for alumni to use as well. So I'm going to go ahead and let Eric give you the lowdown on Alumni Fire, and we have the site pulled up here. Okay, so I'll let him.
Thanks, Beth.
You're welcome.
So, like Beth said, this is a new service we have from the alumni side of things. It is complementary to everything that Beth is doing. This is something that we were looking at. I went to Beth and I said, I think this is a service. It's something I'm hearing from alumni that we want. The number one thing we hear from alumni when I'm out, we're doing tailgates, receptions, reunions, parties on campus, around the country, is always saying, if there's anything I can do for our students, please let me know. And as you look at our engagement metrics with our alumni are some of the most engaged in the entire nation. And that's not just me talking off the top of my head. When you look at the percentage who get back, who come to events, who connect with our students, we have one of the most engaged alumni populations in the country. Okay? So when I first came to the job in 2017, to give you an idea, we were working with Dr. John Miko. I'm sure you at least heard of him. I'm a freshman, sophomores in the room? Freshman, okay. So we did working with Beth, trying to connect alumni with students. We would sit in a room and we'd say, okay, who could be a good match? Who could be a good fit? I'd have alumni coming to me saying, hey, I want to be a mentor. And so much so that we said, there's a way we can scale this. We can make it bigger. So this company we partner with called Alumni Fire, and like Beth says, exclusively for St. Francis alumni or friends of the university as well. We do have supporters who are not alumni. We're more than happy to include them. Now, I'm not going to have you log in with this in the interest of time, but it's also very easy. You can do LinkedIn, Facebook, or email. If you do your email, do francis.edu, you'll be qualified immediately. It'll put you through. I recommend doing LinkedIn because it'll pull everything over. That's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of hassle. The other thing is you then don't have to worry about a username and password. I'm working with alumni who are getting distracted from a lot of other ways. They have Netflix as well. They have all sorts of different entertainment options. How do I keep them involved? I don't want them to remember another username and password, nor you. I recommend going in with LinkedIn just to keep everything easy. So I'm going to log in real quick to show you guys.
While Eric's logging in, just so you guys know, you've all been in Schwab Hall. The revisions to Schwab Hall, all the updates that were made to that facility were based on donations from alumni. The university took on no new debt to redo that building. That's how engaged our alumni network is. That was a $6 million project.
Mm-hmm. So when you get on, this is the first page you're going to see. Again, if you guys are on LinkedIn, on Facebook, you can navigate alumni. It's so intuitive. It's exactly like anything else you use. We have a couple posts up there right now from different alumni talking about why they chose their field, what they did with their major, how they're doing right now, what they're offering. So right now we have 158 members. Now I'd say about 125, 130 are alumni, St. Francis University alumni. Why that's great is because this is an opt-in community. This means people came to the site, they signed up because they said, I want to be available to help St. Francis University students. So sometimes I hear students say, well, I'm nervous about reaching out to somebody. What if I'm bothering them? What if, they really don't want to work with me? I can understand that, especially on something like LinkedIn where you can find anybody, or Facebook, what have you. But here, anybody you see on here is on here because they want to be. They want to be available to you in any way they can. So let's take a quick look at the membership page. Now you can see here as people log on, again, pretty pretty basic for any social media you would see. You have students and alumni on here. This is a neat feature that I like personally because it just shows our reach. So you can see right now, these are alumni we have all over the country who are on this service. And the more you zoom in, the more it breaks it down. You can see, especially in the Northeast, we have a lot of folks around. So depending, if you're saying, hey, I want to get an internship in New York City, I'm heading out to Cleveland, my first job's in Buffalo, where should I live? You can click on any of these and it'll bring up the alumni who live in that area. And you can see exactly who is available and what they're offering. Let me back out of this. Now, remember what I was saying just a little bit ago about how do I reach out to people? I'm nervous. How can I do it? How do I do that initial connection? Well, something that's really nice about Alumni Fire is knowing that, wanting to make sure you find the right alum. You can customize your search to see who's out there, who's available, who might have something similar to yourself. So let's take teams or spirit groups here. Do we have any football players in the room? Anybody? Oh, awesome, guys. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to just punch in football, update my search. So these are all alumni who've been involved in the football team somehow. So immediately you're looking at that and you're saying, all right, awesome. These are people who I can reach out to and I can say, hey, Tony, I saw you were on the football team. I'm a defensive back. What position did you play? What year were you involved? How'd the team go? It gives you that introduction, something initial to talk about. Let's go down here. We're going to click on my buddy Jake Smith. Jake's a great alum. I encourage anybody to reach out to him. We were in school together. So as you go through here, you can see Jake's work history, where he's been, Boston, Pittsburgh, what he majored in, management, MIS, healthcare management. He studied abroad in London. His favorite class was statistics. Again, these are all things that if you're looking at and saying, boy, I'd really like to connect with somebody, but what am I going to talk about? You can ask about this. Hey, Jake, how'd you like studying in London? I'm thinking about maybe taking that trip in the future once all this craziness is past. Again, good introduction. They're going to want to talk to you about it. You can break this down even more. On the right-hand side here, Jake is wanting to give general career advice. Doesn't matter what your field is. He'll be happy to talk to you. He wants to do introductions and networking. Again, if you're going out to Pittsburgh, you're interested in this field, he's willing to say, yeah, I'm happy to do this. He clicked that box. He wants to review your resume, offer feedback. So what Beth's doing with career services, you can also do it as well with anybody on this who selected that service. Field-specific advice as well. You can also drop Jake your resume. That's something he's offered. And even along here, okay, Columbus, Ohio, the dorms he's lived in, his favorite spot on campus, some of the other groups he was involved with. Also, if you want to check out his LinkedIn, you can click that as well. It'll take you right there. His Facebook, his Twitter. It'll pop right open if you want to connect with him that way. You can see everything he has on there. He is a big Steelers fan. Now, if you're looking as well, something that was really helpful, let's say you want to get general career advice. So you just click on this. Alumni Fire is actually going to give you a template. Now, you can change this. You can do whatever you want, but it's trying to encourage you to make that outreach. So it just automatically auto-fills everything in. Hi, Jake. My name's Eric. I saw you're offering a specific thing. I'd like to take you up on your offer. Customize it. Make it your own, but it's trying to encourage you to go in that direction. The nice thing, another nice feature about this as well, and I'll just touch on some of these other ones. There is a calendar feature, job board, employers, where it'll pull. Again, this is complementary to what Beth and Career Service is doing. You can see here like Baker Tilly. It'll pull every job from Baker Tilly. You can see, hey, we have an alum who's currently working there. You can reach out to Alexander and say, how do you like it? Do you have any tips for the interview process? What should I be expecting going into this? Use this service as well. If there's a specific field, a specific company you're interested in, take a look at this. But again, something that I really like is convenience. It's got to be able to be easy for alumni and students as well. You guys have your own social media accounts, your own email, you're busy, you have all these classes. Alumni Fire will shoot you an email and a text whenever an alum reaches out to you. So when they get back to you and they say, hey, yeah, I'd be happy to meet up for lunch, I'd be happy to arrange a phone call to talk to you about an opening in our company, you don't have to worry about, okay, did I check Alumni Fire recently? Have I been on? Did I miss anything? Oh, no, this has been sitting there for 2 weeks. You're going to get a text and you're going to get an email. It's going to say, Eric Harrell has messaged you on Alumni Fire. That is a link. You can click it. It will take you right to your page and that message. It's very, very nice for that. The final pitch I'm going to make with this is, again, get on, play around with it. You can find all my information, through the university directory, alumni. There's only 2 people in the office, myself and our administrative assistant. So it's going to be easy to figure out which one I am. But do use this. Do encourage, reach out to people. You may have alumni reach out to you. If they do, I ask you just to acknowledge them, say thanks, appreciate you being out here. The final part I want to say is do reach out to them as well. I know that can sometimes be nerve-wracking. Real quick example I want to give. Does anybody know an author named Timothy Ferriss? Entrepreneur. He wrote a book called The 4-Hour Workweek. Pretty interesting. But he was a guest lecturer in Harvard. And at the start of his class one semester, he said, I'm going to give an all-around-the-world trip to whoever can find the most interesting person to become their mentor. Again, this is at Harvard, supposed to be one of the premier schools in the nation. At the end of the semester, nobody turned anything in. The reason being is that they all looked around the classroom and they said, well, nobody's going to get back to me. Why would they, with all these other people in the room? If anybody just would have came and said, hey, I connected with a local librarian, they would have got a free trip around the world. I've always remembered that and I've used it. And I use that for myself right now because when I reach out to somebody, even our alumni, I'm going to say 75% of the time they get back to me and, yeah, Eric, I'd love to help out a student. I'd love to meet you for lunch. I'd love to talk about St. Francis University. I'd love to talk with you about your own career. The other 25%, they get back and they say, sorry, I'm busy, but thank you so much for reaching out. I don't lose anything from that. So I know I'm at the end of my time now. Please use it. If you have questions, let me know. It is a great resource for alumni. Ken, I'll let you close it out.
Let these 2 folks go. Give them a round of applause for coming in. Any contact info for either of these individuals, hit me up. I'll make sure you have it. Please make use of these resources. Have a great day, guys.
So Tyler and I talked about trying to get it posted. I was like, hey, you say you're reaching out for students. I didn't even think about handshake. I'm like, man, what did you do? But Lauren as a moderator, do you want to put up anything periodically?
1 o'clock.
Because these are all alumni who said, hey, we're just interested, they're engaged. So you guys just put anything up. Hey, by the way,
Yeah, like the date there, is that a specific date?
Just you were saying there about that.
That's fine.
That's
fine. I didn't even.
We can double dip. Like, we already have this group that's clearly raised their hand and said, yeah, if you're willing to help out.
Let's take a look at yours too. Yeah, what you want to do here, if you go to edit public profile URL, for example, you go here, you change that. Like for example, is that date have any significance to you? Let's get rid of that. Now let's make it Brian Parker. And what's your middle name? You go by. Do you use your middle initial? Let's see if it lets us do that. Okay. And what year were you born? 2001. I'm going to do this, and that way you got a unique URL. Then now I give you a 10 out of 10. All right. Now.
So I trust you. I'm just having a hard time understanding. It's like on my grades, I only have 30 points, but I don't know how else to see because it doesn't have up.
Okay. Here's the way the whole thing works. You're going to be scored on the following criteria. You're going to be scored on your assignments, tests, and right now, since we haven't had a test yet, that's not factored into the equation. Your average for attendance has no bearing on your grade. It shows up as a statistic, but I manually enter your grade.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything is done multiple to 10. So, for example, even though one assignment's bigger than another, 10 points, I can waive the difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It was just.
No worries. That's what I'm here for.
So the whole time, like,
Good to see you. You all are fantastic.
I got up real quick with the wheel, but
Thank you for the great presentation today. Just stop this recording here too. Yeah. So, actually, you know what?